All right, what's up, cuz? Welcome back to the Corner Store podcast platform, man. Glad to have you back. How you doing?
Hey, pretty good. How you doing?
Sure, I can't call it. I'm doing all right. Yeah, I remember about a decade ago, or almost a decade ago, you kind of casually mentioned how you like knew Tonya TKO. I was like, oh, okay. I thought it was kind of interesting because like back then I was following her like weight loss journey, like videos and stuff. And shortly after that, she did like a homeless video where she was getting some donations or something just to like get her back on her feet. I'm not sure if she moved to California or New York at the time, but I mean, I always kind of kept that in the back of my head, just so okay,
Hmm.
that's what she was doing back then. So right now, with her latest content talking about Kevin Samuels with his viral video when he told the lady, she's average at best. With her content talking about how she was insinuating that he was probably gay and he probably didn't have a business. I mean, it was just all types of like negative energy she was kind of spewing towards him, and he didn't do anything to her. I mean, I'm not sure if he even knows about her or whatever, but
Right.
um, now that kind of made me reach out to you just because you told me that you kind of had an interaction with her like a while ago. So like, take me back to the beginning as far as how you met her at the time.
Okay. Um, I met her through a online chat group when
Hmm.
I got mobilized as a reservist in 2003, and I got stationed in Camp Lejeune. So we were sitting in Camp Lejeune for about 6 months, and I was the only one that had a computer.
Yeah.
So I was doing chess. I was in chess chat groups back then. Um, relationship groups, just groups. And she was in this one group. I can't remember the name of it, but she seemed a little intriguing as far as the way she was approaching things. And then I checked out a little. I don't want to know. Like, I want to say it's not. It wasn't a podcast, whatever it was back then. So we started chatting, and like I said, she seemed like a very interesting person.
Hmm.
And then I had the opportunity to go to New York to go see Uncle Sami right before I deployed to Okinawa.
Okay.
And matter of fact, this was Easter. It was Easter weekend in 2003. Yeah, 2003. So
Okay.
this is like April 2003. It was around my birthday too. But anyway, so we had been chatting, and I told her, I didn't eat pork, and but I told her we were going to New York. So I was like, hey, you know what? My sister's gonna be busy. I'm gonna be able to hang out with my sister, but not the whole time. So, if we can hang out, let's hang out. So she said, okay, look, meet me in Harlem. And we went to this place, and she didn't know, but it was closed. It was called No Pork on Your Fork. That was the name of the restaurant in Harlem.
Okay.
So we got there, it was closed. So she's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe we made this little. It wasn't a date, but she was like, we made this little get together, and it didn't work out." So then she said, "Well, look, I know another place." So we went down the street, and it was the restaurant where they filmed uh, Alicia Keys' video, like "You Don't Know My Name" with Most Def
With most stuff,
in it.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we went there and we sat there. It was like a little lunch counter. It's kind of like it was like us going to our favorite spot back in the day, the Waffle House.
Oh,
It was just
okay.
a little bit bigger, and it
Yeah.
had a different seating arrangement, so more people could sit in there.
Okay.
But it
All
was
right.
like a Waffle House in Harlem. Nice
Okay.
place. I heard it burned down shortly after that. But so I mean, we were just being cool.
Hmm.
Nothing romantic or anything. Just two people hanging out.
Okay.
So after our little brunch, she was like, "Well, I gotta take my sister to go to a play because it's her birthday." I was like, "Oh, cool." I was like, "Well, do you mind if I go with you?" So she called her sister, and she was like, "Yeah, no big deal." So we went on Broadway. I got the playbill downstairs, but it was the last one of the last showings of Def Poetry Jam on Broadway.
Yeah, I went to the
And
same one when they came to Chicago. I remember,
mhm.
I think it was like early 2004 when I went. Yeah.
So that was after they did the Broadway
Yeah.
show.
Okay.
So we go in there. There's only 2 seats available, but there's 3 of us. But when I showed my military ID to pay, they were like, "Oh, you're military?" It's like you don't have to pay. I'm like, "What?"
Back then,
And it,
everybody was very patriotic. 'Cause I remember when I was still in
man,
California, all the theme parks were pretty much free to our military personnel. So that was a good
but
benefit at the
but
time.
I mean, but I didn't expect that.
Right.
So it was like a shock to me. So they were like, "Oh well, yeah, go on in." So when we went in there, like I said, there was only 2 seats. So they gave us the balcony because no one
Mm-hmm.
was on the balcony. So we're on the balcony and everyone's looking up at us like we're celebrities. I'm just like, it was good,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a great show. I can't remember the gentleman's name, but I had his picture. I sent it to you.
Okay. All right.
But you know what? Actually, I did look him up. His stage name is Comedy, but it's spelled differently, I believe, with an I.
Okay.
And he's done a couple films and it's been in some commercials. I remember in an Arby's commercial once after that. But he was walking down the street, and I had taken Tonya TKO and her sister out for lunch after the show. I'm like, I can buy lunch. I got a free show. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we're in there and we're ordering, a couple sodas and some food. And he walks by, and I see him. I'm like, hey, yo, weren't you just in Def Poetry Jam? He's like, yeah. I said, man, let me buy you a drink. So he came in there, and we're all sitting there talking, and we're taking pictures and stuff and having a great time. I mean, I love New York, man. I can't wait to go back. I love going back there to just for a couple of days to just get some good food and really good people. But so we're doing that, and then after that, we went and watched a movie across the street. So we went to the Apollo. Didn't get to get in, but you had to take the picture in front of the Apollo.
Mm-hmm.
I took the picture down in, I think it was Times Square with the bull. All those little, just like our being shot in Chicago. So every time I like to travel, I do like to go and take the pictures in front of the icon stuff. So we did all that. I mean, it was a whole day. After Sami was working the whole day, and it's kind of funny. She was kind of surprised. She was like, "You gonna meet up with somebody you don't know, and how are you gonna get there?" I'm like, "The train."
Mm-hmm.
Like I had no problem leaving Brooklyn and going down to Harlem on the train. You just look at the routes and you get off.
Right.
Um, and then we went back down. We went back down there a couple of days later, but she seemed really nice. She seemed like a really nice person, genuine. But after I went on my deployment, and we kept in touch. We were still texting and playing chess and doing whatever. And then I get back to Memphis. I go back on active duty, and that's when I went up to Milwaukee. We're still talking, just as friends. And she's like, "Hey, tell me about this Taste of Chicago." And I'm like, "Oh, it's great. They got some of the best restaurants. That come around from the city and converse downtown. At Grant Park." She's like, "Well, I want to check it out." I'm like, well, "Okay." And she's like, "You know what? By the way, I'm going to be down there anyway because I have a friend that has a room downtown." And I can't remember the hotel exactly, but it was off of I think it was actually like the Upper Wacker, like right by the Chicago River when it starts going out towards the Navy Pier.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever hotel that is over there, she was staying there. But
Okay.
all I did was say, "Hey, cool. I'll come in town." I went to Aunt Willa, spent the night there. Picked her up in the hotel, took her down to the Taste. We walked around. She took videos of everything. She was doing a podcast or like a live YouTube video back then.
Now, was she known as Tonya TKO back then, or was she? introduce herself as like another name at the time that y'all met?
I believe, and like I said, I met her sometime in 2003. So it had to be sometime between January and yeah, sometime in January, February. Um, that was her name as her, as her I am instant messenger name. Because back
Oh,
then everybody was on Yahoo.
oh,
So
okay.
hers was Tonya TKO on Yahoo Instant Messenger. And like mine was my email address, my old one, Savoir Faire,
Yeah,
which
back
is
then, right? You had Yahoo Messenger,
right,
AOL,
right,
Black
all
Planet, Black
those,
Voices. Yeah. Okay.
all that different stuff, right?
Okay.
But see, I wasn't really on the dating websites. I was on the IM websites.
Right.
Like I said, you can talk. I mean, because they had subjects: chess, checkers,
Mm-hmm.
backgammon, or the nasty, nasty talk. Whatever you want to talk about, they had all these chat rooms back then.
Right. Right. I
So,
remember.
so this one was more about wellness and empowerment.
Okay.
It was talking about people's health. Matter of fact, that's why I was saying I don't eat any pork, and that's how we ended up. She invited me to the restaurant. No pork on your fork,
Oh, okay. Okay. That was
because it was about
considerate of her.
yeah, it was about healthy eating.
Okay.
But then it got kind of weird
Which
because
part?
then um so 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 after the Taste of Chicago weekend, she's posting all these videos and she's like, oh yeah, this is Tonya TKO from Chicago. I'm here for an exclusive, look at Chicago from a different perspective. I didn't know that she was filming or she
Hmm.
was doing business. I thought that we were just hanging out and I was showing her the Taste of Chicago.
Okay. Okay. I got
But
you.
but then she started posting her stuff on my page with my friends. And I
Okay.
told her, I said, that wasn't the purpose of me hanging out with you in Chicago. If you want to post your stuff, you do it on your own site. Stay off of mine.
Oh, okay. Okay. So,
And that's where her and I started having conflicts.
okay.
So more and
Okay.
more times, she was adding more of her content to my friends, my family and friends on like, hey, check out this video. I'm like, look, stay off my page. Like
Now,
I'm
was
not your
this
free entertainment,
was this MySpace as far as her posting stuff on your page at the time, or was this like Facebook or what?
It was MySpace. Yeah, it was MySpace. Facebook was just coming into existence as far as a lot of people using it.
Okay. Actually, when it first came out, it was only for college students. I believe I
Right,
signed up like in 2005, then opened up to high school students. Then after that, everybody could sign up for it. So,
right.
all
So
right.
like I said, I met her in 2003. So after she wouldn't stop, I had been I've been looking at it. You get on YouTube, you might look at something for a couple minutes. If it bores you, turn it off. If not, you keep on watching it. But I started noticing about how she was using her social media to make money for
Mm-hmm.
her own causes, such
Okay.
as she had some videos about her having fibroids and she didn't have insurance and she had to pay for this insurance for this surgery. I think in Cincinnati, Ohio, or someplace like out in the middle of nowhere. Like, you live in New York, why you in Cincinnati get surgery? But so I questioned that. It was like a
Okay.
chat room, and I'm like, why are you getting surgery in Cincinnati if you live in New York? Well, it's cheaper in Cincinnati. I'm like, really?
Okay.
So
And
then,
was she getting donations from like her subscribers at the time she was
yeah,
on
well, she was
some
no,
platform?
no, she was. You know what? I want to say it was probably the first thing that I ever had seen as a GoFundMe.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
please give me some money. I need some help. But I did watch a couple videos with what's the guy's name? Kevin.
Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, Kevin Samuels. I'm not really too impressed with him either. But they both are kind of the same. like I've watched his videos and I watch her videos. They're pretty much the same. But I did notice that on IMDb, Tonya TKO has a page there, but it's her own, what she put on there. It's not what anyone else wrote about her. And
She
there's no
got an
pictures.
IMDb page, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
you can look it up. Yeah, if you look it up, but it's blank. It doesn't have her picture. It has a bio about how she's this self-help, person who loves people and tells you how to love yourself. And
Okay.
if you don't know how to love yourself, then something's wrong.
Now
I
back
don't
then,
need someone else to tell me how to love myself.
what was her mindset like? Like, did she want to get married? Did she want to have kids? I mean, like, what was her
Nah,
relationship mindset back then?
back then, like I said, you know what? And I had watched a video of the brother,
Mm-hmm.
and then there was her giving some commentary about what he was saying, and like how he was a fraud, and he's a self-made person. And I'm looking at her IMDb page, like, you self-made too.
Right. Right.
Dr. Dre is self-made. I mean, so what is that, an insult?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's working.
I mean,
I haven't got to the
see
working part yet. I'm working on it, but I haven't got to that point yet.
I mean, I
So
don't see them as
that's
the
like,
same person, though. I mean, like you mentioned before, how they kind of like the same person. I mean, I don't think Kevin Samuels is a disingenuous type of person. People call it to a show to get his expert opinion because he is an image consultant. So he get all types of listeners literally on every live stream. But to me, from her standpoint, she comes off as disingenuous. She throws out ad hominems. I mean, like the first thing that a woman would throw at a straight man is accuse him of being gay.
oh
You
yeah,
know,
absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
you know what?
yeah.
You know what? I was told once that that's like calling a black woman a cunt,
Oh yeah, I
which is
can.
like the ultimate insult for a black woman, is
Right.
calling her a cunt.
Mm-hmm.
But but they both, they both love each other. I mean, themselves. They love themselves as a person, or they wouldn't do what they're doing. But the brother, he don't let you get any word in. He cuts you off. He's rude and disrespectful. For a talk show, you can't do that. Yeah, I mean, he might, and then he's asking for money. He's like, I don't get enough likes, and I need some more money. I need some money. Put some more money in my account. I need some more likes.
What's wrong
Like,
with that?
there's nothing wrong with that. But if you ever watch his shows, he pauses his show for about 5 minutes with him posing like this, and there's this music in the background. Huh?
You talking about the picture that he puts like his avatar
What?
photo?
Whatever you call it, I don't know
Right.
what you call it, but he has this thing posed, whatever you want to call it, and it's like he puts his little music on there, and then there's a timer, like, you're gonna wait for me
Oh yeah.
to get on.
I mean, cause
Nah, bro, come on, man.
that is his show. That is his own branding. I mean, you can't you
Look,
hate the brother for that.
look. No, I don't hate him for it, but I'm sure everyone's doing what I'm doing. Now you're fast forwarding on this video another 4 minutes just so you can see what his topic is and what he's talking about.
I mean, you already know what the topic is because he
boom,
got it
boom,
in the subject line. Based on the title of his video, that is the actual subject of what he's going to talk about for that
he
particular stream.
deviates. He deviates.
He deviates.
And he deviates. And you know what? Look, I don't blame the brother, because some of the things he's saying is right, just like everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like men need to start loving themselves more and start taking care of themselves before they take care of women.
Yeah, of course. Of
You
course.
know,
I believe that wholeheartedly.
you can't take, well, but that message, in my experience and from the men that I've talked to, they didn't get that from their fathers. They didn't get that information about what it's really going to be like to be a father or to be a man. Like, I had some guidance about it, but if you ain't never paid a mortgage before, you just supposed to figure it out. Like, who teaches you how to do that? Like, I think my father should have taught me how to do that. And
Yeah,
other
but
things.
you spent so many years in the military, so I'm sure that whatever that your dad didn't teach you, then you end up picking it up in the military. I mean, you spent what,
Man,
over 20 years in
you
the
know what?
military?
30, well,
30?
29 years, 8 months, and 4 days. But,
Okay.
and yes, I did count them. But when I first got in there, I was in there with the rest of them. They didn't know nothing either. We was all trying to figure it out. You know, I trying to
Yeah.
figure out girls, trying to figure out dating, trying to figure out going to the club, which one to mess with, which one not to. No one prepared us for that.
Yeah. I
But we
mean,
need,
if you
but we need to be prepared. Look, our young men, they need to be prepared to deal with women,
yeah,
just
of
like
course.
women need to learn how to deal with men. But there's
Yeah.
a there's a maturity level in it.
Hmm.
And I wasn't, look, I had no business sleeping with women at the young age I was, not knowing how powerful my body was to give a woman a child, because I really didn't understand it.
Yeah. I mean,
And
that's just the inner
you know,
city like lifestyle that we were living at the time. Like the average person that goes enlisted in the military, they likely come from the inner city. As far as black folks, if
yeah,
you was to go in as an officer, then more likely you came from a solid background. I mean, obviously you went to college, you got a degree, and you was able to go like parlay that into going to the military and being an officer. So it's two different demographics per se, as far as like classes per se. If you're an
yeah.
officer, you likely came from the middle class. If you enlisted, you likely come from the like poverty
Well,
working
back
class.
then, back then, I mean,
Yeah,
you got way more officers who are prior enlisted now. But
right.
but getting back on subject, um, Tonya TKO, um, I mean, she's just out there trying to make her opportunities, but you know, she was using other people's pages, and a lot of people do it. But when you ask someone to stop doing it and they don't, like respect my request, you know what I mean? So it got to the
Hmm.
point where I had to block her, and then she started attacking me again. Like she
Oh,
started coming back at me again. Like
what was
I'm
she
like,
coming back at
okay,
you over though? Like what was like
uh,
her last interaction with you as far as y'all going back and forth?
I think she was, I believe she was trying to play the what you call it, the like tarot code, tarot card reader, or
Oh, tarot
like
readers,
trying to
yeah.
be like, well, she was like telling people's fortunes and all this stuff. And I mean, I thought it was funny at first, but then she started getting serious about it, and she was like, uh, "Oh yeah, if you give me $20, I can guarantee you that you'll find a man within a year." You know,
Oh, really? She was
just
on that Miss
crazy
Cleo
stuff.
shit, huh? Okay.
Yeah, and I was like,
Okay.
so I put the laugh sign. Back then on Yahoo Instant Messenger, you could put the laugh where it actually laughed.
Mm-hmm.
and,
Yeah.
and actually they used to have the real emojis back then where they could talk, so you can put one there. I'm sorry, did you say something stupid?
Oh
A whole
yeah.
bunch of these
Yeah.
different, all those different things. So I'm surprised they got rid of those because they were actually pretty funny. But she she just
Now,
had a following, people that were just, it was just like, I was like, you know what, she's not really who she say she is. Like I remember following her, and first she was having a surgery done, and then all of a sudden she's in Cairo, Egypt, and over in Dubai or somewhere in the Middle East,
now,
doing them same videos.
did she ever
I'm
get
like,
the surgery?
I mean, I don't know.
You're
I
not
ain't a
sure?
doctor,
Okay.
but well, but looking at the video where the young lady was talking about how she was trying to act like she was homeless,
Mm-hmm.
that ain't the first time she done that.
Okay.
Like she did that. Like she was saying, she was homeless on her way to Cincinnati. And she needed help. She needed lodging. She needed food. And she needed the surgery to get her fibroids taken out. And I can only say that because that's what she said.
Okay. Wow.
And she said that, you know, nationally. But I mean, and people were pouring money in, and she was thanking for the money. And I said, I know she's healed, and she's over in the Middle East doing videos like she was doing in Chicago with me.
Oh, wow.
But she just doing in, you know, in Giza, you know, with the pyramids, or I think she might have went to Jerusalem.
Interesting.
I don't know, but she was collecting money from people and going on trips and doing what she wanted to do, and you know, I wasn't giving her any money.
Now, would you perceive these money collections like schemes? Like, what was she actually deceiving people as far as like, hey, like, I need to get this thyroid treatment done? I mean, she probably ended up getting the treatment done, but she probably asked for way more money than what the surgery required per se. But she just used like the extra money what? Just to kind of, you know, do some traveling or whatever. So
you know what, I'll say it like this: she better hope no one recorded everything that she was putting down there all that time, since 2003. Like all the stuff she was posting, it was crazy. And when she met me in Harlem, and we kicked it, she was living in well, she said she was living in Queens at the time, and she was living, I guess, like in a family's like garage or like basement, you know, attic or something. And that's what she was doing her show out of her attic. But I will say this: it was a genius in 2003. Doing that was pretty genius because a lot of people weren't doing it. She was one of the first people doing it that I saw doing it. But
did she ever talk about like her home life?
I don't recall that, but I can tell you, you know, she's definitely a feminist. Like she believes that women should rule the world and that men are subservient to women.
Now you hung out with a sister as well, as far as when y'all went to the Dell Poetry Jam, you know, show. Like, was her sister kind of similar to her, or were they like two different people?
No, they were completely different. She was really nice, reserved. She didn't talk like Tonya's a talker. Her sister wasn't a talker. Her sister was just laid back, glad to see her sister on her birthday, and you know, she was glad she had a good birthday. And I bought her lunch and a couple drinks for her birthday. So happy birthday, sister, whoever, I can't remember her name, but she was really nice. I got pictures of us all together.
Okay. I'll
and
post
then,
that in
a
video.
After that evening, I got back on the train and went back down to Sammy's house. And hung out with her and Aaliyah.
Okay. So but as far as y'all face-to-face interaction, it was pretty much positive. The only thing, as far as y'all having beef, it was pretty much just like an online beef as far as you telling her to stop posting her stuff on your page, correct?
Yeah, and like I said, so then when I did that, a bunch of her followers started attacking me, and I'm like, look, I don't want none of y'all on my page.
Oh, really?
Like, fuck all y'all. Like get off my damn page. Because back then, you know, you were paying for data back then on your phone.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so she was fucking on my damn data package and shit.
Now, like, what is it
like
about her?
You costing me money. You costing me money for you to make money. Nah, I said no. I'm not gonna pay extra data for you to make money. Why would I do that? Get off my page.
Now, what is it about her in which makes her have a loyal following? Like, I mean, is it her personality? Is her delivery? I mean, what is it about her that like makes her have like a huge following? I think she has maybe 150,000 subscribers in YouTube, and I'm not sure how many, you know, how many in her fan page and on Facebook, but I mean, she has a loyal following. So, like, what is it about her that like draws people to her?
Her fakeness.
Oh, okay.
She's a real fake person.
Okay.
You know, she's the person that walks up to you you know, she can be walking to you looking normal and then go like this. How you doing?
Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
No, it's like you know what? I'll tell you. I'll tell you how I felt around her.
Okay.
She felt entitled
Mm-hmm.
as a woman. Like basically, like whatever she wants, she should get, no matter what. And she's like one of those type women that the ruder she's gonna be with you, the more she thinks she's gonna bow down because you know you're a dog.
Now, when y'all was hanging out, was she constantly trying to get like stuff out of you as far like, hey, won't you buy this for me? Won't you take me to this gift shop so I can get a souvenir? Can you give me some food? Can you buy me some drinks? I mean, was she literally trying to like milk you as much as possible doing those interactions in New York and Chicago?
I'm not gonna say she was trying to milk me, but she definitely was trying to take advantage.
Okay.
And I just said no. There were certain things she asked, like matter of fact, we went to a TJ Maxx right next to Apollo. It was like a TJ Maxx down the street. You know, it's like a shopping mall, you know. And I went to TJ Maxx and I saw this comforter, and she asked for something out of there. I was like, nah, I'm not buying anything out of here. It was like, I just bought you lunch, a couple of drinks, and we went to the movies. I paid for the movies, but I wasn't finna. I think she wanted like a coat or something. It was like $100 coat. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna buy you no coat. I don't know you like that. I bought myself a comforter. I ended up giving that comforter out to Sami. I wondered what she ever did with it. It was a white down filled comforter that I gave her that I bought there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah, she tried to take advantage, and I just told her no. And after I told her no a couple times, she was ready to go, and you know, go find the other Joe that's going to say yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, she's looking for a Joe to pay her bills, or you know, or take care of her.
Okay. Yeah, man.
She's the type where she doesn't think she has to pay for anything ever.
Yeah, man. I mean, after the whole Kevin Samuels situation that came out, I mean, everybody was doing response videos, and you know, for some reason, I just happened to catch hers, and she was just saying all types of, you know, defamatory, you know, things about him. So I was like, you know what? I remember my cousin telling me that he actually met her, like, you know, like a while ago. So that's what kind of made me kind of like think about, you know, at least ask you some questions about her, just to kind of see.
Yeah, I met her.
then.
So I met her. Yeah, I met her twice. I met her in New York
in Chicago
for a day,
for the taste, right?
And then Chicago for the taste. She had a buddy. She got a, well. This is what she told me, because now I've learned that you know you can't believe everything that people tell you either.
Mm-hmm.
But back then, this is what she told me. She said, "Oh yeah, I got a friend who has a buddy pass from New York to Chicago, so my flight is taken care of. I got a friend of mine, and I'll just say Johnny, that you know has a room at this suite. And he's in town. I'm getting okay. That's the guy that you're, you know, that you're probably with, because you know you're in his hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that all women sleep with men just because they stay in the hotel room, but normally most men don't let a woman come to their hotel room for a weekend unless they're giving up the booty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna be upfront about that. All right. And I'm not saying all, but most men ain't gonna let a woman stay with them unless she's giving up some booty.
You sound like a misogynist,
Now,
man. That is such caveman talk, man.
yeah, right. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I was raised by a caveman, so I'm sorry. Because he's a caveman.
Hey, trust me, I have like a lot of caveman views myself. So yeah, I'm just giving you a hard time.
No, look. No. No offense taken. Look. You really think old girl went up to Mike Tyson's room at 3:00 in the morning so they could talk?
Oh yeah, I thought that case was always, you know, shaking from the get-go. I mean, when
you
that thing went down,
you think old girl that was in the Tupac's room, you think she was up there to play cards and have a drink?
Yeah.
No, come on, man.
Yeah. I mean,
look, and that's the thing about men. A lot of us are fortunate that we didn't end up in the wrong place with the wrong woman and end up in prison.
Mm-hmm.
As far as an accusation.
And plus, back then, obviously, it wasn't a Me Too movement, and still, I mean, both Pac and Mike Tyson, went to prison for like those type
Yeah,
of accusations. And I mean, shockingly,
an accusation with
right,
no evidence whatsoever.
right, right.
Just a woman's word,
hmm from
and that's
those women's
shameful.
standpoint, they did get some type of justice. I mean, even though that the climate back then serve those type of purposes as far as like men like not getting away with certain things. So
Well, I know Mike Tyson's accuser. There was three other beauty pageant contestants that were not allowed to testify. That she said that she was going to get him.
oh, okay,
Meaning
yeah,
she was going to try to get paid.
she had one hell of a
And
lawyer.
it well, look, yeah, but which is also kind of funny because I was watching this uh, other video because now that the men are doing these videos, now the women are doing them too. And of course, they're coming with a whole different perspective. Of course.
Right.
So now, and I'll send you the link. It is so funny. They got a video of this girl talking about uh, if you ain't using a man, then you ain't doing your job. Like basically, these men are here to serve us. And I mean, well, you also have to consider the source. I mean, she was hood, but she's like, how am I going to? She said, I came home and my mom will ask me why my pussy was wet, but my belly wasn't full.
Mm, wow.
And then
Wow.
and then so then she went on to say, well, not only am I going to make sure that my belly's full, but I'm going to get me an extra plate to bring home my mama. I'm talking about prime rib dinner and my kid. He gonna buy all of our dinners because I'm not bringing. Look, I'm bringing some groceries home, and he gonna pay for them, or he can't be with me.
Yeah,
She
man.
her belly is probably empty as hell right now.
Yeah, man. As far as the dating scene today, man, it's like a dog eat dog world, man. I mean, everybody's trying to get over somebody. So I mean, there's really no like good intentions as far as the way people like likely interacting. I mean, I'm glad I'm pretty much been out of the market. I've been with my wife for like so far 10 total years so far. So I can imagine
Man,
getting back out there and trying to start from square one. I mean, you got to
man,
be
look,
careful out there.
and these younger people, man. I mean, look, they don't know how easy it is for them to become a slave. They were already taking so much away from them, from most
hmm
of them. The ability to write, you know, these kids can't do cursive writing anymore. They can't add or subtract no more. Like you go to the grocery store now, let the power go off. Them kids can't even they can't even open the register and give you correct change. They don't know. Look, I'm
yeah.
not making this up. They do not know how to count money, dollars and cents. They know how to take some damn money though. They know how to have their hand out, but they don't even know how to count it. And guess what? They don't give a damn about counting. All they do is spend it.
hmm
And then they say, "May please, may I have some more?
Yeah, unfortunately
May I
from
please
us,
have some
man.
more?"
Yeah, we don't. Well, as far as the way that we grew up, and we didn't grow up knowing about the certain aspects of how to make money and retain money, how money works for you. So I mean, right now, I mean, I got a couple mutual funds for my daughters, and I have some money saved up for when I'm not not living no more in this world. So I mean, I'm trying to set things up for them. So because I
That's
don't want the
good.
same thing happening to my daughters as whenever both my parents are gone. I mean, it's really nothing that's going to be passed down to myself and my siblings, but that I'm trying to change for my daughter. So I mean, unfortunately,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, if you grew up in inner city, man, as far as in black community, man, I mean, you just don't have those type of education as far as like money and stocks and and capital and entrepreneurship. I mean, it's really not there, man. I mean, we are actually raised to be workers instead of owners. So
Yeah, I remember when my father moved us on Woodline, there was a building on the next block on Kimbart on the corner, and I used to walk through there, and there was a big brick building. It's open. It was abandoned back then, and I used to ask my father all the time, I'm like, look, since you bought this house over here, how much would it cost to buy this building? I used to ask him a couple times, and he'd be like, oh no, I ain't gonna be able to afford that. I was thinking, man, if he would have had a different vision, I mean, we're talking 1983. That
yeah,
building is probably, matter of fact, I talked to some people on that block, and some of those other buildings on my father's block were for sale for less than $1 million back in the day, and now they're worth like $3 and $4 million. It might be worth even more than that now with all the development they're doing over in Woodlawn.
oh
But
yeah, it's prime real
man,
estate,
Woodlawn was
man.
an man. Look, if somebody had been smart enough to and had bought up all them vacant lots back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
they'd be a multi-millionaire right now without even building a building on them. Just owning the lots, they would have been a millionaire.
Yeah, just from the university alone, and plus you got the hospital, you got the presidential library is going to be built right down the street.
Yeah.
I believe both golf courses are going to be rehabbed. With Jackson Park and South Shore. So like
I
that
was
that
told Tiger Woods is doing that project.
yeah, I heard about that too. So I mean, who knows, man? Maybe 15 years from now, man. I mean, that whole area is going to be completely different. Just like when I grew up in Ida Wells. I mean, that area is different right now. I mean, they tore all those
Yeah.
projects down and built some townhomes. Now you got like a
Wow.
Mariano's around the corner up 39th and King Drive and so much other
Oh
stuff is
wow.
out there. Yeah.
Yeah, but the whole South Side is going to be regentrified in the next 20 years, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be a lot of black people left there. I'm telling you. And look, the only ones going to be able to survive, the ones who own property now. If you don't own property in Woodlawn or South Shore or on the lakefront, all the way to Indiana, they're gonna get pushed out. They're
Yeah.
not gonna be able to afford to live there.
Yeah, chances are mostly it's probably boomers that actually got property over in that area. I mean, I can imagine people been living over there for like 40, 50 years and they just, just holding on. And hopefully, whoever they pass that property down to, that they, end up doing something with it. I mean, as far as not selling it per se, but just, keeping it up. Because
Yeah,
you don't want those properties to like, get outside the family. Just yeah, man. It's all about progression, though. I mean, we all gotta do our part in leaving a legacy for our offspring. So that's at least what I'm trying to do.
yeah, me too, man.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. So that's it as far as Miss Tonya TKO. As far as your interaction with her, nothing else.
Um, I would think in this in all the time that she's been doing this, she would have been bigger than 150,000.
I mean,
Like
that's no
I'm not knocking.
slouch.
I'm not knocking it because I
Yeah.
have zero right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But or no, I got what 7,
Oh, you got a
right?
page?
No, I'm talking yours. I'm talking about our interaction with each other.
Oh
There's
yeah,
a couple
yeah.
of likes, but no, I mean, I can't knock her. I mean, if I had 150,000 people following me just on Facebook, hell, if I had 500 people following me on Facebook, it'd be different. But
Mm-hmm.
it, she's just to me, she's not genuine. She's just self-absorbed and she's not genuine. And then she wants to talk about this other guy who's pretty much the same way. Because I mean, you know what? In our society now, you're either one or two things. You're either it or you're not.
Yeah, halves or halves
Pretty
not.
much.
Yeah.
That's it. You either got it or you don't have it. And you know, and that's no matter what you're doing. Entertainment, my time in the military, your time as an air traffic controller. Either people like you or they don't. You either it or you aren't. And
Yeah.
they both think they're it, but none of us are really it. We all just we trying to make it to be it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, but what they're I gotta get back on the brother again. Like I said, the self male love for oneself should come before anything else. Because if you don't love yourself, how can you love someone else? If you can't take care of yourself, how can you take care of someone else? And yes, I believe we're supposed to take care of our women, but take care of the right woman, the one that actually appreciates what you do for her and actually got your back and ain't just trying to be in your damn pocket. You know? One of my exes, all she ever used to talk about is, I'm a beneficiary. If you know, when my daddy dies, I'm gonna get all the insurance money and get the house and everything. So brag about that shit. And then I'm married and I start thinking, damn, now she got 2 beneficiaries. So I jumped out that motherfucker. I ain't finna live to die for her. I'm living to live for myself. I'm not living to die for anybody on this fucking planet. And I ain't leaving money to nobody. I'm getting that shit to charity. To some people that actually, I'm gonna feed some fucking hungry people. They gonna fucking say, you know what? Abdul Kareem gave me a sandwich one time, and they gonna enjoy that fucking sandwich. Instead of everybody else begging for fucking money all the time. Stop asking for fucking money. Go make your own fucking money. You know, all these women are in fucking men's pockets all the time. Stay out of a fucking man's pocket. Go make your own fucking money. And then you'll have a decent man. Because, bro, you know how many men leave women just because all they want is money and material shit? And then they got the nerve to have an attitude about it on top of it too? Look, they ain't got no time for that shit.
Man, I thought they were strong and independent. I mean, what happened to that movement?
Well, but that's what they say. I don't need a man. So why you always in the man's pockets then? Because you need a man.
Like I said earlier,
I don't need a man. Look, I don't need a man. But you want a baby. But I don't need a man though. But I want a baby. You can't have a baby without a man.
Yeah, I mean but
you can have a baby. But you can have a baby with the wrong man.
And we are. That's the ultimate bargaining chip as far as having a kid with a man. From the man's standpoint, obviously you don't want to come across a woman who's gonna come at you with the wrong intentions for, hey, I'm just gonna have this baby and use that baby as a pawn, as a bargaining chip. So pretty much kind of like keep that man in servitude to her and to the court system, because no man wants to be in that position. So obviously every man
wait, you said the court system?
Yeah, as far as like child support, family court.
Man, bump that. Get a prenup about your kids before you go to the damn fucking divorce court and child support court.
No, I mean, I'm just talking about just like regular people who's not even married. So
no, okay, that's what I'm saying. If you are a man and you are dealing with the woman and y'all are having sex, you can have a written agreement that if she gets pregnant, that you have the same rights to your children she does, and have a binding legal contract. You can do that.
I heard about that.
I'm not saying they are doing it yet. I'm not saying they're doing it yet, but trust me, I wish I would have done it. Trust me, because I love all my kids, whether they believe it or not. And I wish I would have got that agreement, because y'all would have sent a whole lot more of them if I would have had that pre-sexual agreement or a prenuptial agreement. Trust me, I wish I would have done one for my unborn children. And I think every man should do that. You know what? If a woman loves you so much, if we go our separate ways, us, not the kids, then yeah, you got equal reign to your kids as I do. And you can
Yeah.
also put you can also put a maximum amount how much child support you will pay for that child for the rest of their life. You can do that
The only
with
story
a,
that
with a
I
binding contract.
the only story that I heard similar to that was when current NBA player JJ Redick, he actually had some type of agreement to his girlfriend at the time. I believe this happened maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago, in which it was like a written contract stating that if she was to get pregnant, that she had to get an abortion or something.
Well,
Yeah, it was something like that
agree to it.
that I
I
read.
mean, did she agree to it?
I believe she signed that contract. Yeah,
Did she get one?
that story. No, I don't think he ever got her pregnant, but he had a contract
But
like
just
that.
in case.
Right,
Well,
right.
I mean, but she didn't get pregnant though.
I don't think so. I don't think
So
so.
so so he just making sure that she wasn't trying to slip up.
Right, right, right.
Well, like I said, I don't believe in abortion, but and I don't believe in making someone do an abortion if they don't want to. But my agreement would be if we have a child, I'm going to pay a maximum of $2,000 a month in child support, and I want to provide health insurance, and I want to have my child for these dates, during the year. But something in place that you don't think that, okay, you don't want to do what I say? Oh, I'll just divorce you and I'll just take all your money and take your kid from you. No, that's not what marriage is about. And a lot of people get married for the wrong reasons. Hell, I did.
I think it'll be easy for courts to like throw that out because they could always say that the woman signed that under duress.
Not if you sign and you have a baby 5 years later. What kind of duress is that?
Yeah, maybe timing has something to do with that as far as like a huge factor of whether it would stand or not. So yeah,
Bro,
but
look. It's a legal binding contract. Trust
mm-hmm.
me. If you say, and I ain't talking about being NBA, we ain't NBA players. We just average Joes.
We just regular dudes,
Look,
man.
look. If I'm gonna get with you, and we have a baby, and things don't work out, yeah, I'll pay you $400 a month for this child. But you also not going to put me on a sliding scale with my job for the rest of my 20 years and get increases just because you didn't like me no more and you want to keep on getting your fucking paycheck. Nah.
Yeah, man. That's
because see, they have a responsibility. Look. We as parents have a equal responsibility with our children once they're born.
But
and the major thing you're supposed to do is make sure that you do not interfere with the loving affection and the bonding with a parent and their child, whether they're in that home or not.
But unfortunately,
and that doesn't
man,
happen a lot.
Right? It's not
and
really.
That's why they need these contracts saying, you know what, you are not going to take my child from me and prevent me from seeing my child because you're angry at me.
Yeah, no.
Or you don't like me. That's not right.
Yeah, I know. I mean, unfortunately, it's not enforced or legislated through the family courts. I mean, it's pretty much one-sided.
Well, then guess what? We can bust that motherfucker down. We can start educating young black men and say, you know what? Stop getting these women pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Stop getting them pregnant and stop getting your ass dragged down to the fucking child support court for this shit. Yeah. Go join the Marines and Navy. Go have some fun. Go travel. Become a real black man in the world. Mm-hmm. Not just an American black man. Become a worldwide black man.
Oh, yeah.
Go out there and see that shit. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go places. Agree. Hell, you may go. Look. Lots of black men have left this country and never came back.
Yeah,
because they're treated better in those other countries than they're treated here in their own country, and most of them were servicemen.
Yeah, man. A lot of brothers getting a passport game up, man. A lot of people leaving the country just get normal treatment. Up. Just to get normal treatment from like other people in different cultures.
From women.
Yeah.
Now, it is a double-edged sword because on the flip side, they got this one channel where all the guys say, oh, well, you can go to Dominican Republic and fuck all the women you want to. That's not the point either. That's not the point either. The point is being responsible, being safe, and protecting your damn sperm, protecting your DNA from it wandering on to someone else's family, and then your children end up in someone else's family instead of yours.
Right. Yeah.
Which is a problem
I
throughout the
concur.
whole country, you know. But you got to start off with discussions. You know, I will tell my children until the day I die, and tell them to tell their children, do not get in a relationship with somebody unless you've been with them for at least 4 years and you still like them. And then wait another 2 or 3 years before you have children with them. You see shit. But like means everything. Like keeps you at home. Love will keep you in the bedroom, but they won't keep you at home.
Yeah, hey, your mic is starting to go out again. No.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna spend about another 3 hours on it after I get the phone with you.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, man, shit. Well, have a good night, man. And if I'm talk to you by the 31st, man. Happy New Year, man. And I'll talk to you soon.
All right, brother.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.